This is a K2 Storm Tracker weather alert.
An 18-year-old is dead after a tragic accident in our winter storm. Police say she was on a sled being pulled behind an ATV when she crashed into a telephone pole. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Deborah Knapp.
And I'm Wright Gasway. Police say the victim is a recent graduate of Newburgh High School. K2 Shelby Slaughter joins us live now outside the school this evening. Shelby, such a tragic story.
It really is heartbreaking, right? And especially because Lily was out sledding with some of her friends, some of which still go here to Newburgh High School. Now, deputies are still investigating this crash, but the sheriff tells me Lily Vanderhoff was being pulled on a sled behind an ATV when she crashed. I'm told her friends who were with her did call 911 and try to help. Emergency responders also arrived within minutes of the crash. However, she was pronounced dead at the scene. Yamhill County Sheriff Sam Elliott says, while this incident is tragic, this is a reminder to everyone how dangerous and slick these roads can be.
I mean, the snow is something that we do see here pretty much every year, but it isn't frequent enough to where people get used to the challenges that it can present. And certainly the conditions are always changing. We want folks to be able to go out and have fun, but we want them to be safe while they're out recreating.
Right now, no charges have been filed. Sheriff Elliott says there's no indication anything criminal was happening yesterday on that ATV. And I did speak with both of Lily's parents, and they are declining to comment at this time. And grief counselors will also be here on Tuesday when students come back to school. Reporting live in Newburgh, I'm Shelby Slaughter, K2 News.
Shelby, thank you for that. The melt is officially on tonight. Multiple inches of snow fell across the region. Temperatures are now above freezing. Conditions will continue to improve into the weekend.
K2 remains under Storm Tracker 2 weather alert as many of the side streets and lesser traveled roads are still really slick tonight. We're on your side with live team coverage. K2's Christina Giardinelli and Vasily Varlamos are live in Vancouver and Salem with the latest on the conditions right now.
And first, let's get right over to Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Dave Selesky. Dave, what can people expect for the rest of their Valentine's Day and even tomorrow?
The melt continues across most areas. Now, the exception for that's going to be in some of the higher elevations like the Coast Range, the very highest elevations in the West Hills and also up into the Gorge and also up into the Cascades. But low-lying areas should not be seeing a problem whatsoever this evening and even going into tomorrow on Saturday morning. So here's radar over the last 3 hours. And as you can see here, yeah, we're seeing a few passing showers. Some of those showers are snow. But again, notice where it's coming down. Some of the higher elevations up here in the Coast Range, also up into the Cascade foothills as well. But the light showers we've been seeing across the Portland-Vancouver area, the Willamette Valley, they've all been rain or perhaps a little bit of rain, snow mixed in. But again, temperatures this hour well above freezing. Now, we are going to keep a winter weather advisory up. That's going to be for the Washington Cascades, parts of the Gorge, the Hood River Valley, and also up into the Oregon Cascades. But all the rest of the winter warnings, watches, advisories for the Willamette Valley, the Coast Range, and the coast itself have all been dropped as temperatures have moderated nicely throughout much of the area for today. As a matter of fact, here's our City Liquidators camera, downtown Portland. Wet pavement right there as you approach the bridge, and as you can see right now, it's going to stay that way. A little bit of snow on the sides, but current temperature now sitting at 38 degrees, overcast skies at this hour. Even up in the Gorge here, again, above freezing at 36. So again, that east wind has really let up quite a bit. We're seeing moderating temperatures even up into the Gorge this afternoon. Now, they may refreeze later this evening in the Gorge, but I think for most of the metropolitan area and the Willamette Valley, temperatures will be staying above freezing. Now, our snow totals out of this winter weather event. Up in Vancouver, you picked up 3.1 inches. Salem right at 3 inches. Zigzag up on Mount Hood picked up a foot of snow over the past couple of days. Sandy at 4 inches, and out at PDX, they picked up 3 inches of snow in the last couple of days. We'll talk more about what's ahead for the weekend and just how long that mild weather might be sticking around. See you guys with the forecast in about 10 minutes. Back to you.
Dave, see you then. Thanks. Multnomah County is keeping its 8 severe weather shelters open tonight until at least 10 a.m. tomorrow. They're also adding more beds. Here's a map of those locations right now. The county does still need volunteers for these shelters. You can find out how to sign up on K2.com. Be sure to stick with K2 for continuing coverage on what's left of this winter storm. You can find current conditions and the forecast on our K2 weather app. It's free in your app store.
Our Storm Tracker 2 weather alert team coverage continues with K2's Christina Giardinelli live for us in Vancouver, where the snow's almost melted.
Christina, restaurants are open as people get ready to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's right. And the roads are looking great right now. I mean, all you're going to see is probably some of this on the sidewalks, you know, just slush. Not very great for making snowmen or sledding or anything like that right now. But if you look over to my left, the interstate bridge there looks pretty clear. The roads are all looking pretty clear. Probably a little less traffic than you'd see around rush hour this time on another week. And that's because a lot of people obviously had the day off. It's snow day, getting an early start to their weekend. We talked to some of those families today about what their plans are. Snow day on Valentine's Day. It's a 2-for-1. Something Ray Days is used to on February 14th.
You think it's my birthday as well.
He's visiting from Charlotte, North Carolina, and says the weather was a surprise.
I didn't know it was going to be snowing here.
Well, for some, the snow-covered roads means time off work and school. For Briar Gabriel and Brian Gaspich,
maternity, paternity leave.
yeah, nice. It's another day caring for a toddler and a 2-week-old while running on a couple hours of sleep. You got any fun Valentine's Day plans?
I've got something up my sleeve.
Oh, that's today. Yeah, I do too.
Good thing when it comes time for the quick store run for that last-minute heart-shaped box of chocolates, Briar should have no problem managing in the snow.
We met at Pullman, yeah.
So you're used to the snow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Snow's great. Yeah.
Yeah, compared to the -30 you can get there, -20, -30, yeah. This is nothing.
For some, the trick to learning how to drive in the snow is starting early.
Yep, we're already teaching the 2-year-old how to drive in the snow. She's doing great.
Andrew McKenzie and his family are joining relatives at the park to enjoy the powder while it lasts.
We're going to try to bring that thing and try to tow some kids on the sled behind it or something.
Now, as I mentioned, those roads mostly dry now, maybe just a little slush out there, but still be careful. You know, slow your speeds. Wet roads can still be slick sometimes, so be careful out there. Have a good Valentine's Day. Live in Vancouver, Christina Giardinelli, K2 News.
Christina, thank you. A lot of schools, most of them, were closed again today, giving kids another chance to play in the snow.
K2's Vasily Varlamov spoke to some of those kids out and about enjoying the day. He's live for us in Salem now. Vasily, what did you see today?
Well, I saw some kids enjoying some snowball fights, adding on to some snowmen. A lot of those snowmen were built prior to today, and a lot more slush out here right now. Those roadways are mostly clear. Still got a little bit of slush out on those roadways too, but here's a look at what some of those kids had to say. Another snow day in Salem, snowmen standing alone at the Capitol and in parks around the city as snow begins to melt. Haley in West Salem says she loves building them when the snow falls.
My favorite part is building a snowman.
Conditions were drier and slightly warmer than Thursday, so not as many people were out playing around. However, snowball fights still carrying on over at Riverfront Park, leading to some wet pockets. Did you win the snowball fight?
He got me a lot. He ended up getting snow into this pocket.
The kid's enjoying the 2-day break off of school. Jack is hoping he gets one more day in the snow before it all melts off. So you guys planning on spending time in the snow tomorrow? If it's sticking around, you're going to get as much time as possible?
Yeah, probably if it's still out.
Yeah, so a lot of kids out and about on this snow day, but a lot more slush, not a lot of snow to work with. There hasn't been too much precipitation here either over the past day or over the past couple of hours. We really haven't seen too much precipitation here, so the snow continuing to melt. In Salem, Vasily Varlamov, K2 News.
Vasily, thanks for that. All right, we asked and you answered. You're sharing photos and videos showing how you're enjoying the snow.
The giant inflatable teddy bear doesn't seem to be loving it, though. Leilani Nelson shared what her Valentine's decorations look like after getting weighed down by a fresh coat.
I didn't know you decorate for Valentine's.
Of course, I decorate too.
Outside, I need some yard decorations. I need those. Here's what Barry Drake woke up to after the freezing rain hit overnight. Rows of icicles hanging from his truck with melted snow stuck to the rest of it. Looks like a slick morning commute for him.
Certainly does. K2's on your side with Storm Tracker 2 weather alert coverage all evening long. Meteorologist Dave Selesky will be back in about 10 minutes with another update. When we're not on the air, head to our website, katu.com, and you can find everything you need to know by clicking the alert bar at the top of your screen.